Right, so I'm back in Eternal Sonata. Because for some reason I felt like playing more of it. Even though it's shallow and trite and patriarchal and frivolous and silly in all sorts of ways, it's very, very pretty. And for all I don't think that it's balanced, I think it's... the added difficulty is making it more satisfying. Which really is just a way of saying that the game is pandering to my ego, but I think I stay conscious of that, it's not a problem. I hope. In fairness, we haven't actually seen Andantino do any terrorism. Here I can poke. Okay then. That's very Tales of Vesperia, just having random things you can inspect that aren't things you can pick up. The antithesis of Blue Dragon's approach. The nature good, artifice bad stuff here is pretty cheap. Lots of respect for jazz, one reason or another. Okay, that's a pretty big kind of stop to the normal gamer attitude about inspectables. Jazz and Claves are in love with each other, aren't they? This is going to be horrible. I would bet. Still only have the one piece. Yeah, this isn't going to sound good, sorry. That was unexpected. Let's try the other score piece. Let's not try the other score piece. But at least I've got some options now. Oops, what? Why does this area exist? It's literally, like, that's the full extent of movement that I've got. Nowhere else to go. There's just, you can jump this chasm for some reason. Further evidence for my hypothesis that the environmental designers of this game haven't got a clue what they're doing, besides making things pretty. somewhere along the way, I've accumulated about 10,000 gald since the last shop. Also, I've got to stop calling it gald because that's a Tails thing. You can sort of tell that this area is one we're only expecting to come to with these characters, on account of, like, they're the only characters whose weapons are represented in the shop. But I don't like Falsetto, so I'm not going to buy her this weapon. And Antino's special training. So Etude was a named character from the first building that we entered here. He's probably going to end up dead, judging by this conversation. Oh. Hang on, Waltz is the Count. So there are two meeting logs. There's that one which sounds actually tactical, and there's this one that sounds like they're in kind of some 1950s CIA plot to unseat Waltz by feeding him the wrong food or something. Interesting. This is probably the most full-fledged town that we've entered so far. It's a lot more JRPG town-like than Forte was. Forte was very limited. And these are the characters that, well, this isn't Chopin and Polka, basically. And suddenly we've got all these interactions that are filling out the world. Side quests and subplots and things, which are how JRPGs communicate about what the world is like outside of the story. I've always been nice, shut up. ahead. Ah, that's interesting. Anyway, yes, so we're... Talk to the little girl, thank you. We're clearly in a space with a slightly different meaning to other spaces that we've been in so far. Guessing this is the way to the graveyard. So one thing that all this focus about economy that I've been complaining about could be trying to do is fill out the sense of this being a world, which is supposed to be an ambiguous question in the game. You know, is this actually a world, or is it just Chopin's dream? Good grief, this is slightly extreme spoopy environment design. I think that there's a tombstone there with a scared face. But, so we're now, you know, in a sense we're already proving that this world isn't solipsistic by, or solipsistic to Chopin by being with characters who aren't Chopin. We had that from earlier on as well, because Beats, Allegretto and Beats' presence in the game started before they met Chopin. Can't go through the gate there. This tombstone. Who puts a scared face on a tombstone? There's another one. There's the little boy ahead. Another red door. But yeah, it's interesting to kind of pay attention, I guess, to whether the world gets more world-like when we're not with Chopin. Because while we were with Chopin, we were in some very solipsistic and video gamey spaces like Glissando Cliffs and Forte Town. And we're also playing Demon Souls, because our way is blocked by fog. Actually, this game is substantially older than Demon Souls. But equally, now we're being told what the puzzle is. And that's a very abstract idea as well, the fact that we're carrying around different colours of flame. There's no special device for it. And this puzzle format is the Viola. This puzzle format is basically the sphere puzzles from FF10. Which, you know, they made more sense because they were using spheres, which are objects you can evidently hold, rather than flames. But what the heck. So I've got a red flame. I've passed at least 2 red flame gates. It's this one. There was another one which I think was actually purple because it had a red and a blue. Which was over here, I think. At least the game doesn't seem to be limiting limiting the number you can carry, like in the sphere puzzles in FF10. No, the blue flames are just a classic Japanese spook effect. Do you have enemies in this area? Duh! Oh god, I remember those. I seem to remember these things being a complete pain. Oh good, Viola can pick these. Where's the other one? Actually, please bear with me a moment. I need to close my curtains because the sun's in my eyes. Right, so they actually weren't as bad as I was worried. This area is enormous. Presumably can't do that. These things look exactly the same as the ones that we were fighting. Something over here? No. In Fort Sonata, but they clearly rather tough though.
レベルアップ。
Right, so we're probably on level curve at the moment, by the feel of it.
正々堂々叩いて飲めず。ざまあないな。
So it looks like we're in a higher damage, lower HP zone swamp. Which could potentially make sense if this was anything other than a graveyard. Swamp should be a sluggish space. Sure, but so should a graveyard.
私は本気よ。
ざまあないな。
I had the same problem I had yesterday with my thumb is asleep.
どうだった？
Bad sign. That's a pretty good idea for an epitaph. I'm standing right behind you. Here's a blue flame. Why would you give the option there? Okay, I'll say this for Falsetto, she gets some pretty excellent attack animations. Now, was the blue flame the only thing in this area? There doesn't seem to be much else. That's where I came in. Yes.
おりゃほわどわはっ
Ow!
風よ届けヒールア
Oops.
ス流脚はっはっはっザセット私は本気よ
There we go.
負けないな
Yes, I have things under control in the XP department. I'm going to take that to indicate. Let's keep it that way.
よくないよくないよこれは
Whoops. There we go.
どんなもんだそろそろ鶴を変えるかね
All of that for a blue flame.